Welcome into another episode of Power 4 Picks brought to you by Better and Green. We have another bowl game today. As I said, we're covering every single bowl game this year, so apologies for not the greatest matchups. We don't make them, but we do cover them. We have the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl today. This is in Frisco, Texas. This is between 10-3 UNLV and 8-4 Ohio. UNLV is a 6.5-point favorite here. Over under is a whopping 66.5. The big news here is Ohio coach fired for cause. We don't really know what that cause was, but from a statement from the school, Ohio's coach did something that looked bad on the university and the program. We don't know what that is. Is it a Sharon Moore situation? We don't know, but he is out of there. And from that, UNLV opened as a 4.5-point favorite. The coaching departure for Ohio has bumped that up to 6.5. But like I said, high total at the 66.5. This opened at 62.5. Coach fired, jumped up 4 points. Don't know what's going on there, but I already gave out an over today. If you want to check that over, that is in our previous video on a different bowl game today. But I'm not going to give out an over today. I'm going to pick a side, but Ethan, I'm going to send it to you actually first here between a good battle between the Mountain West UNLV and the MAC Ohio.
Yeah, man, this game's tough, and I can honestly be persuaded either way. So I'm curious to hear what you have. Before I give out my reasoning, do just want to quick say we are still donating $1 to St. Jude for every subscription that we get through the new year. Might even extend a little bit further. We'll see how that ends up going. But I really appreciate the new subs that we've gotten. We've gotten quite a few over the last week or so. But if you have not subscribed to our channel, if you enjoy these breakdowns that we do for you, working long hours on Christmas Eve, Christmas, just to get these bowl games out. So if you guys enjoy that, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell as well. You won't miss any of our videos as they go live. We do get these out. We try to get them out a few hours before bowl games, but Saturday there's like 8 bowls. So it's going to be pretty bang, bang, bang. So hit that bell. You won't miss any of our videos for these bowl games. As far as this one goes, I'm going to slightly lean. And again, I could be persuaded. I'm going to slightly lean with UNLV. And my reasoning here, we've talked so much about coaches, departing their teams before these bowl games. And I think it's kind of a play on, but when your coach gets fired for reason, I just don't know how that's going to affect the team. And I'm going to guess it's negatively, which is why I'm going to lean UNLV. This game is going to have a big impact on which side I prefer in the Michigan Texas game, because I think it could be somewhat similar there. But UNLV off 2 really pretty good seasons there. Last year they started out just an incredible, I don't even know what they were, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. And their quarterback ended up opting out so he could transfer, if I remember that correct. So like that kind of blew up in their face. And then, this year, another great year as well. They had 2 losses to Boise State. Other than that, 1 loss to New Mexico. So this team's just kind of on the up and up over the last couple seasons. And, I don't know that they were necessarily playing for much. They did lose the Boise State and New Mexico game back in October. So, they haven't necessarily had playoff aspirations for a few months now. So I think they're going to want to finish their season strong. They're off that second loss to Boise State there. That was in a conference championship game, I believe.
Yep.
So lost their conference championship game to Boise, which isn't a bad loss. Boise is a fair team. I just think, this team's had 2 really good seasons, and I think they're getting to where they could potentially fight for a college football playoff spot and just playing in bigger and better games. But stepping stones, you don't get there in 1 year. So I think going out with a nice win here against what I would consider an inferior opponent to UNLV in Ohio, and all the distraction with Ohio, I'll take a stab at UNLV minus the 6.5. But like I said, could be persuaded off that.
Yeah, this is definitely a tricky one. Interesting about that Mountain West championship game is I guess we never really talked about it, but UNLV is 10-3 now. They would have been 11-2 and won the Mountain West. Could they have been ranked higher than JMU? I know JMU was in the rankings before the game. UNLV was not. But
is JMU a 2-loss team?
1 loss.
1 loss, yeah. Probably not.
Anyways, there's maybe hope, and just they got spanked. 2 of their losses was to that Boise State team, and they got spanked pretty good. So again, a team that maybe had playoff aspirations got kind of shut down the final week. Then again, I like against a team like Ohio, who fantastic in the MAC, did not make the MAC championship game, but had a great season. Their quarterback is phenomenal. If you guys do want a touchdown score prop, take Parker Navarro or whatever his name is. He scores every single week. That's probably minus 200, but that's a free bet for you. But the big problem is the coach being fired, and I just don't know how the players are going to respond to that. I do like the similarity you brought between this game and potentially Michigan and Texas this game. I think Michigan's going to be better without Sharon Moore. We saw them look better with Biff Poggi earlier this year. I don't think Sharon Moore does anything for the program. So in that direction, I think I'm going to and I love Michigan. So I might lean Michigan on the spread in that game. But this one, I just don't know how the players coach relationship. I don't know what he got fired for. UNLV already played a MAC school. That was Miami, Ohio. They won that game by 3, I believe. God, this is tricky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot on Ohio. I'm gonna take a shot. I think Ohio might be the better football team, which is crazy to say. UNLV 10 wins, great year. Got blown out by a very okay Boise State team, which I definitely think Boise State's better than any MAC school, but I'm gonna take a shot. The players rally. Like I said, their quarterback is a 5th year, or at least a senior, might be a 5th year. Been around the program for a while. They never really had true playoff aspirations in mind, whereas UNLV did. That got shattered last week. Ohio did not make the MAC championship game. So maybe this is a good way for what I think is an older squad, definitely on offense, to end their careers on a high note. Kind of get past the coach being fired. Maybe that's negatively affecting the media. Maybe try to get past that, put a positive spin on Ohio football moving forward. So I'm gonna take a shot. Also the line movement 2 points in their favor. Maybe you're getting a little bit of discount from a coach being fired. I know you're getting quite a discount over on Michigan for a coach getting fired who I don't think knows X's and O's. But yeah, I'm gonna take a shot on Ohio here at plus 6.5. Don't love it. Like I said, if you wanted just a touchdown score, take Ohio's quarterback to score. It's free money. That's my thought on that one. And again, we do have a couple other tricky bowl games as we approach Christmas, as we approach New Year's. We are covering it all over here on Better and Green. Some of these games we're going to have a lot more information on, and some of these games we're going to be kind of guessing a little bit. But we do try to do as much research as we can, give you guys our best predictions as we can. But honestly, some of these games are pretty tough to get a good read on, including the game tomorrow, which is between Cal and Hawaii. If you want that prediction, make sure you do check out our page over here on Better and Green. And again, happy Christmas, guys. Happy New Year. We'll be trying to have some videos out in between these big holidays. But thank you guys for following along. And until then, guys, we'll see you in the next episode.
Welcome to Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? Listen in and cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top, hey. Shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast, Better and Green.